So that's all a struggle with reality.
It's just a lack of accountability. People who struggle with reality, they don't want to accept it because they don't want to acknowledge that they did something wrong.
Okay. So now, when you try and educate women to do things differently, that would require them taking accountability for their past decisions
Hmm.
and reflecting. So, okay, here's my analogy. We've all heard you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So, Elena is trying to lead women to water, but she can't make them drink. And so, the horse just stands next to the water, refuses to drink the water. And then Elena gets really frustrated because the horse dies there. And she's so frustrated that it's like beating her head against a dead horse.
Hmm.
Right? You're not beating your head against the wall. You're beating your head against the dead horse who won't drink the water, which would give them life and a good experience, a good life. Am I right or wrong here?
I think you are onto something there, Steve. This is definitely how it feels sometimes.
So, what's the solution?
I don't think there is one.
Oh, sure there is.
I mean, there is not much I can do there.
Oh, okay. Well, that's the solution. Stop trying to lead horses to water.
Okay. Okay. Good
And
for me.
what does Plutarch say? You
What?
can't educate other people. The best thing you can do is just live your life as an example for others to see. So you're the horse in the pasture next door that has the stallion and is living a good life. Those thirsty horses are on the other side of the fence, and you're not going to go over and try and talk to them and say, "Oh, come over to this pond and drink the water and find your own and do it this way." No, just live your life as, happy in your life as an example, and let them be in the pasture over yonder watching you and saying, "Yeah, I wish I could have that." And then let them
Yeah,
ask
but
you.
Steve, the problem is that what I have, they don't really want. Oh, it's not as fancy. It's not as exciting and adventurous. I- They want a lifestyle. They want it to be vacation, never ending vacation, enjoyment, filled with positive experiences.
Well, okay.
They
That's
don't
what they
even they don't even technically they don't even want what I have.
Well, then why are you trying to tell them that
Oh,
they'd
that's
be
a good
better off taking
question.
what you have?
That is a good question. I've just come to this realization while talking to you, and thank you for doing it, because it's like it's useless. It's useless if they don't prioritize what I prioritize. How can I convince them to do that thing that leads them to that outcome if they don't want it.
Yeah.
I get it. I mean, yeah.
So when you think about what Plutarch, Nick, and I do, um, seems to me our approach is, hey, the three of us are going to get together. We're going to talk about this topic. We're going to go in depth and figure it out. Our perceptions, maybe challenge each other on that a little bit. But are we telling the world what to do? Not really. Are we thinking we're going to change the world with three of us brain nerds talking about things? No. We get a few other nerds following us, listening to what we say.
Mm.
But, we realize that the things we talk about are not going to resonate with a lot of people. So we're not going to get a large following. Yeah, we're not going to directly change the world. We may influence a few other like-minded people, a handful, and help them, figure some of this stuff out.
Mm.
We're not telling them what to think. We're giving them things to think about. And then they have to figure out what makes sense to them. And maybe we're helping them out. But, it's a minimal effect. We're not going to go out and have any effect on teaching women not to be promiscuous. We're not going to have any effect on teaching men not to make use of the promiscuous women. We're just not. So we don't even try to do that. We're just going to talk about stuff we talk about, maybe the impact of this on society. But we're not going to scold anybody and tell them, you should do it our way. No, that's their decision.
Well, all I'm trying to say to women that all choices that they make have consequences. If they choose to have this promiscuous lifestyle now while they are still young and fertile, then in a few years they will hit the wall. It's unavoidable. All women hit the wall at some point, and women hate it. They don't like it because they've been sold a lie that their sexuality is evergreen. But the truth is unavoidable. They will face it sooner or later. And then they will end up being a single cat lady surrounded by her miserable girlfriends with cheap boxed wine.
Yes.
I'm trying to warn younger women and maybe like save the ones that my message could possibly save. But the rest of them is for all the women who are already done. It's like, look, you've made your choices that have led you to this outcome. There is no much for you
and
out
hey,
there.
hey, come on. You can't save the younger women because they're having fun. They're having experiences. Oh, no, I'm beautiful. I have my fertility. I don't need to deal with that now. There's plenty of time.
Exactly. Time
Because
flies by
I'm enjoying life. And there's Alina over there telling me, oh,
you don't have time.
stop enjoying life and get serious about things. Hey, your life is boring. Why would they listen to you?
Exactly. They are not listening to me because my life is boring. They don't want this kind of lifestyle that I have. But ladies, it's very stable. It's a decent lifestyle. Yeah, you don't get to travel a lot. Yeah, you don't get to do the things that you want to do. You occasionally do some things that you can. This is why having a regime and self discipline to fitness or to other activities that you can do for yourself is important when you are trying to live with a family. But you still have the chores to do. You still need to go buy groceries and clean the house and cook, take care of the husband.
Yeah,
If you
okay.
have kids, you take care of the kids, you prioritize them first, then you do your thing.
But you haven't figured this out yet. You get out a lot. You have an outlet for your energy.
Mm-hmm.
That is YouTube. That is interacting with a community of people out there. You have a passion for things and you have an outlet for that passion. That's very important. I think every
Mm-hmm.
woman needs an outlet for her passion. Something in the world that she enjoys doing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the positive thing of your fitness channel and even these discussions. It's a outlet. The benefit of this is not that you're going to save anybody.
Yeah.
It's your own salvation. It helps you cope with life
It kind of
because you get to
does.
have
It kind of
serious
does.
discussions and you get to,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and yeah, you want to spread the message, but you want to learn and understand
Mm-hmm.
things, and it keeps your mind active. All women need that in some way. Maybe that's one of the reasons they like to get out in the world. They want to work because it gets boring staying at home
Well,
unless they have an outlet.
if they don't have the outlet and something they can do for themselves, it doesn't have to be a lone hobby or multiple hobbies, but like one thing that they are good at and they are working on it and they can share it with others. That could be something. But it also explains why so many women want to be on social media, because social media is an outlet for them.
It definitely is.
Because this way they can connect with not just other women but also a simp army, which gives them external validation, attention based on the content that they mostly post. And I'm not talking about decent girls out there who don't expose themselves semi-naked, but most of them are doing that. So even if they are married, even if they are dating, which tells me that they have no respect for the man that they are with, they value that external validation and that outlet more than they value the relationship with this man. See, you say that I have outlets, but it's pretty limited. Still, I prioritize my husband. If he tells me tomorrow, let's say he's not going to tell me that, but if he tells me, you quit YouTube, okay, Elena, you quit YouTube, you quit social media because I'm sick and tired of you bringing up all of the drama that people have, and you're just going crazy and etc. with all of that simps, all of that attention that you get. Let's say he tells me, no more social media for you. Guess what will I do?
You'll do it.
Yes, sir. Because
You know,
I prioritize my relationship with this man much more than anything else that I'm doing. I'll still play the piano as long as I can play and fulfill, myself elsewhere, because I have multiple things that I'm doing. I play different musical instruments. I'm learning to play some of them, like violin and the guitar. But I also do fitness, so I'll probably still teach at the gym.
so do you know why he's unlikely to tell you that?
Why? Because he knows that I'll do it.
No.
Oh,
Um,
because then I'll suck his brain more.
because he knows the type of woman you are, your personality. You're passionate about stuff and you're going to get riled up. And unless you have an outlet, you're going to direct all that passionate energy at him.
Exactly.
And then he has to deal with all that. Where, he's got enough to deal with. You bring that to him, but you have this outlet. And so he just has to come in and deal with things periodically because, it's like a steam or a steam boiler. It has that escape valve. When the steam gets too high, it blows off there instead of me having to deal with all this. But
yeah.
but then how how can he allow you to do, and I'll use that word. How can he let you do this or say, doing this is fine? Well, he establishes boundaries. And he kind of watches what you do. And a woman can't, a lot of things she can't keep private. So the things that trigger you or get you going there, you actually bring it back to him and talk about it. So he kind of knows what you're doing. And if he says, gee, that's going to get you into trouble, don't do that. Okay, there's a boundary. And you say, oh, okay. Well, not always gleefully, maybe, but you go along with it and okay. And so he has some overall boundaries, but is that controlling? No.
Well, it's actually protecting me from myself, because if I didn't have his supervision, I would have said maybe so many things online that I would have regretted later.
Yeah, so you have freedom. Keep this is a different way of looking at it. You have freedom within the boundaries.
Yes.
And you've equated the boundaries with safe, and sometimes, you're going to push the boundaries. And over time, you've realized the boundaries are probably necessary, but you have freedom within the boundaries. Whereas a lot of women think, boundaries mean restricting my freedom rather than keeping me safe and giving me freedom on the inside of the boundaries. So, we need to bring this back to accepting reality.